Right on, Edward. All right, it's MOD, overcoming technical difficulties, network difficulties, and some scheduling stuff. And man, when you got all that going on, you want a guy like Big John in your corner. You know what? We're gonna mix it up a little bit today. Not too far off, but I haven't done my push-up. Is it okay with any of you guys if I do my push-up while we're here? And by the way, we're at the Yuma Blitz for Sun Solar Solutions. We're here with all the Sun Solar homies that are in Yuma. We had a big ass party last night. I think a few adult beverages were consumed. There's more people coming, but I got to do a push-up. So dude, you hold that and kind of just hit the camera so it's focused on me. Who wants to join me? Who wants to join me with a push-up? I got guys here. We're going to get a push-up done. You guys ready? Ready, set, one. One push-up. We did it. You know what? I already did one. I'm going to feel like an asshole if I don't do two. Two. You know what? Two is kind of silly. I'll just do three and quit. God, that one actually felt good. I think I'll just knock out a couple more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how you do one push-up. That is how you do one push-up. Good morning, everybody. That sounds like an affirmation thing going. I made a commitment. This isn't a typical MOD thing. We got Tristan doing push-ups. Yeah, we got guys doing push-ups.
I got 10 in.
All right, Dan. We got guys in the house doing push-ups.
I got 10.
Yeah, dude, if you got a day going where there's not a push-up in it, like what the hell, and you got no excuse now. We were like doing it together. So drop and give me one if you haven't done it yet. I made a commitment at the mastermind recruiting thing I went to this weekend to do an affirmation out loud every day for 21 days. I got one day under my belt. We did it yesterday. Join me, everyone. Turn your mics on. Reach over, turn your mics on.
Hello.
All right, this is a group affirmation. And then what it is we're going to say, I love myself 10 times. Boom, in succession. Microphone on, voice loud. Ready, set. I love myself. 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 Camera guy 2. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Way to go. No, that is a state changer. Dude, that's the exact kind of thing when you go, man, this is going to feel stupid. It sounds stupid. Gotta be stupid. Is stupid. And then you do it and you go, oh, geez, that was awesome. That was awesome. Well, welcome to Tell on Yourself Tuesday. That's what it is. Tell on Yourself Tuesday. Telling you guys, we got a bunch of Sun Solar bros here on the Yuma Blitz. We had a big knocking deal last night. We had a big party afterwards last night. Steaks. I think some few alcoholic beverages were consumed. Flips. It was like people doing flips in the front yard. Somebody took off afterwards with my keys to my truck. So it took like an hour to get home to get the keys back. So, you know, when you're living in a frat house and you're, rocking and rolling, you gotta roll with the punches, baby.
We can't spend an hour getting ready. Let's see.
We're gonna go. All right, we got a lot of microphones on. I'm gonna hit mute all because Matt Sote is loud. Boom, not anymore. He's been muted. All right, guys, it's Tell on Yourself Tuesday. So I'm gonna be making some shocking disclosures. But first, we are back rolling again with the magic. This is the magic. People enroll into MOD. They meet me at conferences. They come up and talk to me, and they're like, dude, how in the world do you sell 2.5 million watts of solar in a year? How do you sell almost 3 million watts of solar? How do you sell between 2 and 3 million watts of solar year after year after year after year? And, quite frankly, I just tell them it's magic. And here is the magic, right? So it's the magic of momentum. My first batch of magic came from the same author, Mr. Stephen Guys, wrote a book called Mini Habits. And for me, it was the solution to being a lazy, undisciplined son of a bitch who also wanted to make a freak load of money. So how do you be an undisciplined, lazy SOB and also want to perform at the top? You got an ego like you can't believe. You want to be on stage not getting one award, you want to get 2 awards. That's what you need. How do you do that when you're lazy and undisciplined? That's the question. So, and the breakthrough for me was figuring out that I could be lazy and undisciplined if I would just commit to the stupidest, tiniest, most absurd things like doing one damn push-up that then I could overcome and find the magic. The magic, guys, is momentum. That's everything. And I got to tell you, so tell on yourself Tuesday when my alarm's going off this morning after partying and eating steaks and not getting home till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're going, hell no, I don't want to do this crap. Are you shitting me? Let's just cancel the whole thing. It's a sick day, man. Come on, everyone will understand. No big deal. So all this wouldn't happen. Why? Because I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do the first thing. I'm a lazy, undisciplined guy. Luckily, today I'm a lazy, undisciplined guy who makes a 7-figure income. So how do you do that stuff? And again, the answer is magic. So we're dealing with principle 4. Everything you do ripples exponentially. And we've been talking about how to get that one thing done that creates the momentum. What creates momentum? Motion creates momentum. Once you got motion and you got direction and speed, now things start to build, man. Can you imagine pushing a boulder uphill or rolling one downhill? What we want to do is roll boulders downhill. I jumped out of a plane on Sunday, and man, I got to tell you, once you take that first step, you're like nothing but momentum. But the idea between you and getting that first step of stepping out of plane, there's a mountain of resistance. Once that first step is taken, it's all you and you're flying towards Earth. There's not a thing you can do but be the beneficiary of momentum. So now we're talking about why that's so powerful. How can you turn one push-up into a year where you sell more than anybody that's, in your company, in your region, in your state, in the country, in the industry? How can you do that? And here's the reason. Everything you do ripples exponentially. We've covered the fundamentals of momentum. We know how it works short-term and long-term. That's what we've been talking about. And we know how to avoid the pitfalls of perceived momentum. Oh, I'm doing 75 hard, I'm at the gym, da-da-da-da-da-da. Now it's time to look at the exciting stuff. We're moving from how it works to what it can do for us. Why are we here? Is there anyone here because we want this to be good for someone else? We're here because we want this to be good for ourselves, and that's what we're doing this for. In the 4th and final principle, we will explore the math. It's all about math, guys. 1 exponentially, 2 exponentially, 3 exponentially. What we're doing on the doors, everybody's heard, it's all a numbers game. Well, guys, it's a numbers game. Numbers is math. We put some numbers towards the math yesterday and came out with 5 appointments with, we were a group of 4 of us on one street. We put just some numbers to some math. We know the equation and boom, equaled 5 appointments in about 2.5 hours. That's money. All right, so human momentum isn't a linear force, but an exponential one. For every bit of momentum you create, it creates several more baby momentum bits, which can generate their own babies, making your original momentum a grandma, right? That's the power of rippling, and it powers and momentums and ripples exponentially. So, guys, that's what this is about. However, today's Tell on Yourself Tuesday, and a core principle is, and if you read in my book, no matter what, you'll find that just one of the first couple chapters is you've got to kill what's killing you. If you are involved in a behavior that is bringing you down, you will never make it back up unless you kill off that behavior. And it works the same way as momentum does in a positive direction. If you don't go from 0 to 1, just like if you don't go from 0 to 1 doing a push-up, you'll never do 10 push-ups. We just experienced 10 push-ups. Easiest thing in the world not to do 1 push-up. Hardest thing in the world was to not do 10. Well, it works in reverse as well. If you're involved in a behavior, it doesn't matter if that's and it's different for everybody. Some people can have adult beverages and be fine the next day. Some people have an adult beverage and no one sees them for a week. Right? Some people has an adult beverage, and I'm bringing up adult beverage because that's my thing. I'm an alcoholic. I haven't had an adult beverage in 38 years. Why have I not had an adult beverage in 38 years? Because if I was to have one, You guys would go from calling me goat to calling me, man, that's a really freaking sad story. That O'Donnell guy, he made it to the top, blew out, now he's in prison. Guy came up, made it to the top and blew out and had blah, 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 blah. All these horrible stories would come after, man, that O'Donnell guy. All it would take is one adult beverage. And that's just me. When I say I don't judge, the only thing that makes me mad when I'm out with guys and they're having an adult beverage or not having one is if they don't have one because of me. Now, if they don't have one because of them, I love it. If they don't have one because of me, that makes me upset. I don't want, somebody deciding what their deal is going to be because of me. My deal is adult beverages, right? I'm an alcoholic. I'm a drug addict. But if I were to go, and here's the momentum thing, and this is the thing that the 12-step guys know that most people don't know. It's not like the 16th adult beverage. It's not the 11th time you're in a gambling thing and gambling's bad for you, or I don't even want to go into it. You know what all the demons are. You know all the things are that bring people down. And it could be as much as food or Netflix. It doesn't matter what, it's your deal. What matters to you is your deal. What is your deal that's keeping you and bringing you down and inhibiting you, and then you're having to overcome it all the time. And if you're not an alcoholic and addict, it might just be a bad habit. It might just be a this or that. But if you are an addict, you are an alcoholic, and it's the momentum thing, and you go from 0 drinks to 1 drink, it's over. It is not like the 10th one or the 3rd day. It's having one. If I were to have one, if I were to break the momentum, the inertia that I have on that and go from 0 to 1, it would be that, oh man, that O'Donnell guy, he made it to this point, and next thing you know, bum, 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 bum. So tell on yourself Tuesday is an opportunity. And for us, what all of us are struggling with, I'm going to say, this has got to be 100%. All right. What all of us are struggling with is we haven't been on a door in at least probably 8, 12 hours. The resistance to being on a door in the next 2 to 3 hours is monumental. And then, I'm talking to a guy, I don't mind. Do you mind if I call you out, Felipe? You and I talked, we were in person. We're in San Diego. You were talking about, in fact, I'm just going to turn it over to you. So you talked to me on Sunday night. We were sitting there at the party, at the D&D party, the big pirate ship. And you kind of shared with me what's going on. I'm just going to turn it over to you if you're okay with sharing some of the things that you've been experiencing and keeping you from hitting that levels that you're trying to hit. Go ahead and do it. You up for that?
I've been basically slacking off with this fear of rejection, this fear of failure, of not hitting the doors as I was supposed to, and just being comfortable, staying on my door, on my car, going out to the area. Motivated and excited for it. And once I get to the area, I just simply don't get out of the car and just start wasting time. So I'm telling myself that I'm using right now the hack of going for no after understanding more the why behind of it. And also not being committed, because it just sucks to have all the potential within me and just XY excuses that I had made, not producing at the levels that I'm supposed to be producing. So I'm very, very hard on myself now. Myself, and that's not supposed to happen. Sticking to those many habits and just getting after it every day get me feeling better. But most importantly, I understand that thanks to guys like you, Mike, I'm learning from your experiences. Up to me to either be wise or to be stupid, not to hear your advice.
Felipe, it was so good to just be in person with you, be in a room together, and then sharing about this stuff. And it inspired me. So I'm going to share next. I'll tell on myself. Yesterday, I'm going from San Diego to Yuma, and it's a delay getting out of San Diego. We end up having this kind of pit stop that takes forever. And in my mind, I'm praying, I'm rooting for her. I got guys now. The mini habit is sort of a hack, right? But the biggest hack for knocking on doors is making a date. So go show somebody else how to do it. Really, the big secret to my success is that from the very beginning, from like week one, because I didn't want to do it all, I've been showing other people how to knock on doors. At first it was my daughter, then it was my niece, then it was my sister, right? Because they were around me and they're like, dude, you're making money. I want to make money. Okay, come with me. Let me show you how to make money doing what we do. And so the next thing you know, I'm talking to people about how to do it. Meet me here. Let's go. That's been probably one of the biggest things that has contributed to my success is making a date to meet someone to go knock. So here I got a date. I got Eric. Hey, Eric's here. There's Eric. Brandon. I got Brandon. We're meeting here. I'm committed. I got to go. I'm rooting. Here's the tell on myself. I am rooting for the car to break down. All right. I am happy that we have a delay and now there's an hour less that I can knock on doors. I am rooting for something to happen so that by the time I get to Yuma, it's going to be too late to knock on doors. And then as I'm rolling up here, we're kind of taking our time. This is happening and, I got to do this and, I got to do that. I go, there's another half hour. I can't knock on doors today. That's real, man. That's not real. That's yesterday. Okay. Then we're rolling up to the turf and what do? I make a loop around the block. I make another loop around the block. Why am I doing that? I'm with 4 guys who are watching me because I supposedly am good at this. And I'm looping around the block one more time, trying to find the perfect place to stop so that there'll be another 10 minutes that we can't knock on doors, right? So this is me. This is yesterday. This is supposedly someone that shouldn't have any problems or issues with this. And I'm trying to fuck shit up so I don't have to be out on a door. I mean, that's like dealing with my own internal demons, behaviors. I literally had a thought yesterday, like, why is it my job to show up and now I have to knock on doors? And I'm like, fuck, this is a bullshit job, man. Why am I doing this bullshit job? I got to get a job somewhere in an ivory tower and an office somewhere where it's not my job to roll up and then, okay, let's go. Let's knock on doors. And I'm like, why? Because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because it's going to suck. I'm dreading it. We get out of the car. We knock on 20 doors in a row. Nothing even close to a yes. I'm like, see? Right? We cross the street, start coming back, 2-3 doors onto the other side of the street. I get one guy who says, man, I'm so not interested. And we just keep going, talking to the guy. Finally, he tells us his real objection. This happened, another solar guy told him this price, turned out to be this price, canceled it, doesn't want that bullshit again. I said, dude, this is me. I'm going to come here with a number. And he says, okay. Boom, we got an appointment, right? Very next door, knock on the door, guy comes through. They don't think anyone's coming to the door. Finally, we stay at the door. Dude comes out to the door. He's got no shirt on. But I won't even tell the last story. It was even the first story. I'm not going on the air with the first part of the second story. We looked somebody up on the internet. All kinds of weird stuff pops up. Trying to find his phone number. Anyway, second story. Guy comes out, no shirt. Listens. He goes, I'm only going to do this appointment on one condition. You come here with a piece of paper that has the price on it. Apparently in Yuma, people like to make pitches and no one knows what the price is. I want a piece of paper that says how much it will cost. I go, dude, that's the reason I'm here, to bring you a piece of paper that shows you how much. He says, yes. We get to the next guy washing his car. No. We stand there, we talk, kind of walk around the car with him while he washes the car. And, literally 5 minutes later, okay, I would take a look. All right, I would take a look. This is a neighborhood that seemed like it was 75% solar. We couldn't knock on half the doors. There's so many solar systems in this neighborhood, we couldn't knock on half the doors. Too saturated, can't do it, don't want to do it, should be in another neighborhood. 3 appointments in 3 doors. Now, where are those 3 doors? That's the problem. We don't know. If we didn't get there, we wouldn't have found it. If we didn't get there, or if we'd have quit after a whole block and said this neighborhood is saturated, we wouldn't have got the 3 appointments in a row. And yet, just by sitting there, getting after it, just doing it one thing at a time, walking through the fear, walking through the dread, walking through all the personal devious devices in my own mind to keep me from doing it, and somehow overcoming that. I'm probably just doing, that was probably the minimalist job I could have done yesterday. Show up with about 2 hours to knock on doors with other dudes, with Brandon and with Rick and with Josh and with Eric. And we just did it. And we ended up with 5 appointments between us. 5 appointments in about maybe 2 hours. I keep calling it 2.5. I don't think we were out there that long. I think we ended up devising it so we were only out there. And then we had to go to a party. Oh, we got to quit. We scheduled a party. So that's telling on myself. I have to battle that all the time. I got to use the mini habits to get over that. I have to use my no matter what commitment to getting that thing going every single day. So that's my telling myself, that's me. That's supposedly the guy who wrote the book, supposedly the guy hosting this thing. And yesterday I'm overcome, I'm having to face like literally 17 different kinds of devices and demons. So, all right, that's me. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
Me and Tiffany had an appointment at 2 that didn't want to see the numbers. And me and Tiffany had an appointment at 4 that we sold and he failed credit. And instead of me going and knocking afterwards, I went home like a girl.
Hey, there's some girls on this call that wouldn't have went home. I don't think that's a fair. Like
a man. I apologize.
Dude, way to tell on yourself.
You went home like Matt does.
Dude, that's it. That's out. That's the facts. That's honest. It's out there. I appreciate your honesty,
What's up,
man.
This is Edward.
Edward.
I got a slow start to the morning. Haven't put any pants on yet. I had a 10 o'clock, so my plan last night was to be up early. Got 3 appointments today, and then when she texted and said she has to reschedule, I kind of let my morning slow down a little bit. So I'm going to get out there, busted my ass this week. Got 10 appointments on the board for this week.
Bam.
Little testimony, I stopped by a customer's house yesterday. It happens to be my very first customer ever. I was never a salesman before this, so stopped at these folks' house, talked to the guy, and I signed them up 8-1, August 1st last year, and they were installed by December 1st. So they've had this whole year of solar. Dude showed me a credit of $800 and some on his APS bill. It's pretty badass. Yeah, he was all fired up.
In October, he's got a credit. That means that's cash coming in.
Yes. He told me he's going to add a pool. So he said, we haven't added the pool yet. I said, yeah, so we did it perfect. You know, we planned for your pool. In the meantime, there's no such thing as too much solar.
Turn your audio off. Turn that off.
From the neighbors. Motherfucker tells me that he's all happy, you know. It's like, yeah, we're going to let it amortize. You know, we didn't put the money. He acted all guilty. We spent the money, you know. It's like, oh, most people do. It's like, but I bought a new car. He points in the garage. Look at my car. Bought a new car with this tax credit. It's getting paid from the utility this year. Watching everything around, this guy is just cool as a cucumber. I'm telling him, all these people are paying fucking prices going. He only got a 26% tax credit. Dude, I told him, and I'm not lying, I said that 4% increase for everybody's tax credit is nothing to what you got by locking in your price. You got
That's right.
grandfathered in.
Yep, low interest.
You're fucking low interest. You fees and costs haven't gone through the roof. You're way better with that. So a little testimony. I was very happy.
Dude, you meeting that guy and him doing that. He's got 800 cash on his APS account coming up on November here really hard. That means that 800 is coming to him in cash from APS. He had no billing whatsoever the entire year and the tax credit. You were of service. So Edward, my question to you is, who's going to miss out on that today? Because you're not going to be the best Edward you could.
Exactly. I'm getting out there. You want to know how I set him? They were moving in. It was a brand new house. They moved from California. They got the boxes. They got the U-Haul, this shit. I'm driving by. I don't want to be the guy bothering these people, right?
Yeah.
Do not want to jump out and stop this guy while they're mid-couch lifted. But I do it. Force myself, jump out, park. Hey, guys, just want to introduce myself. California, yeah, you guys paying a lot over there for power. Yeah, shit. Look at this numbers. Boom. Sold them. One touch. 1 year later, and they're happy, man.
Dude, Eric. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Edward, very much. All right. We got Eric in the building. Eric, you want to step up? Come on up. It's Tell on Yourself Tuesday.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Last month was my best month ever in solar.
Yep.
Can you see me?
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, last month was my best month ever in solar as far as deals sold. I decided to take a week and relax, and that turned into me just losing momentum. So right now I'm getting back into the swing of my momentum, and I definitely learned my lesson. So never count your ducks never count your chickens before they hatch, because some deals can end up canceling too. I had that. So, I was counting on this money and it just didn't, some of it fell through. So I definitely learned a lesson today. Just keeping that momentum and just not letting your foot off the gas. So
And then
you just
yesterday you were telling me you've been in Yuma a couple days. How's it been going?
Yeah, so I was in Yuma. Literally, I got down here Wednesday, and for the first 4 days, I knocked a shit ton of doors, had a lot of conversations, 0 books up until yesterday. I got my first appointment I have this morning. So I was definitely feeling it mentally, and it's very easy to get into your head about it and just want to stay home and not really do anything. But that's where the momentum comes in. You just got to get yourself out there on that first door. One thing that really helps me is just going out with somebody. Even if you have to knock with somebody for your first couple doors to get.
Who'd you call yesterday to try and get out on the doors?
I called you.
He called me. Now I'm like, holy shit, I can't not get to Yuma in time to do this because now I've said I've done it. I will do it.
Yeah, so I'm very grateful I got to go out with you and got to see MOD go to work on the doors, and it was a really good experience. One other thing too I got to work on is just pushing the nose a little bit harder. Down here in Yuma, it's a little different, I feel like, than Tucson was. It's not as soft on appointments, so I'm going to work today on really pushing myself and pushing through those no's.
How many
as much as
no's
possible.
did we get on that first yes?
Well, after you followed him around in his driveway for 3 laps, probably like 4 or 5.
He's putting out the garbage. He's doing that.
Mike was
he
following
refused
around
to
his car.
acknowledge that we were in one place and he was moving around. So what did we do? We moved with him. Yeah.
No, that was awesome, man. It was good to watch, bro.
Yeah, good knocking doors with you yesterday.
You too, man. I appreciate it.
Act on the things I want to do. I just give myself a number of doors to knock per day, no matter what. And I know how good I can get studying and practicing. So I'm like, if I give myself this much time, my urgency will be high, and also I'll be closing them because I'm studying and practicing. But what I wanted to ask was, so the mini habits have been really working for me in terms of my work life, but I know the power of momentum, so I'm trying to apply that to other areas like relationship with my wife, relationship with like business partners, like civic duty, like any little thing. So I just wanted to know, like, do you guys have any mini habits you do to like do anything to that?
Great question. So I have a mini habit for all of the areas in my day that are important to me. So it's really important to me that I take an 81 milligram aspirin every day because the doctor said I'm supposed to do that. And I'm the kind of guy who can never remember to take something like 3 days in a row. So I have a mini habit. When I go to the coffee pot and I take out the Keurig cup, I also have to take out my little tray with my vitamins and 81 milligram aspirin. I'm not allowed to have coffee until I've taken one of those out and put them on a tray, and then I'm ready. Then I can sit down with my coffee and a glass of water. A lot of times I'm doing that on this call, and I'm making sure I get all those vitamins down, my allergy medicine down, blah, 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 blah. So create one of those for every single area of your life that's important. So that's my, my supplement area. The one push-up is the exercise area. Marcia and I make sure that every single day we do our Think and Grow Rich mantra every single day. If we're not together in the room, then we text it to each other, right? And so those are mini habits. I'm going to read that every day. So create one of those, and it's important that it be as absurd as one push-up. If it's not as absurd as one push-up, now you're dealing with a situation where it's going to be too much to do in one particular day, and you're going to say, well, most days I'm going to do it, but not this one day, which is why we're going to say on one push-up, how do I come up with an excuse where I can't do one push-up? That's absurd. Like I know I can drop on my best day and my worst day, I can drop and give somebody one push-up. So come up with an area for each one of those. So appreciate the question there. So it's Tell on Yourself Tuesday, and somebody out there's got something to share. So I'm going to open up the floor and ask who it is.
All right, I'll go. It's Big John.
Big John.
Oh, my Lord. I am the worst person on the planet for over-preparing. I have, you name it, I got it in my truck. I got my water. I've got my eggs. I got my chicken. I've got my Altoids. I got my books. I've got my reading. I've got backup shirts if I get dirty or sweaty. I can't believe that it takes me so much time to prepare to go out there. And a buddy yesterday told me, he said, you got business card? Yeah. You got a pen? Yeah. You got a notepad? Yeah. What else do you need? So I need to cut out all this over preparation and grab my business card, grab my notepad, grab my pen, and knock the doors. That's it, period. So I'm in the process of a metamorphosis, getting rid of the things that I think I need to go out there and use the things that I really need.
Yeah.
Me and a business card.
Yeah. John, I love it, buddy. I got your prepared stuff in my truck. I've got your slicks in my truck. I've got water bottles of yours in my truck. But you're getting it, John. What you need to do is you on a door, and then just be you. And you don't need a slick. You don't need a whatever. You just need you on a door having an honest human conversation with one person. By the way, your and I's story is exactly alike. Only 180 degrees different. I don't got a pen. I don't got a slick. I don't have any water. I don't have nothing, man. I'm out on the door. I got nothing. And because I am unprepared 90% of the time, like trying to pull off today with 8 minutes to set up technical stuff. So that's so we can help each other, John. You and I can meet in the middle. So guys, who's here with us today that wants us to talk about Tell On Yourself Studio? It could be the simplest thing, little thing. Come on up here. Yeah. Is that Josh? Yeah. Right on, Josh. Josh and I were I think we met once before, but this was really our first chance to work together.
Thanks.
And we were out on the doors last night.
Yeah, so I came up to Yuma yesterday, and so it's a 3-hour drive. So I was planning on leaving at 12, but I ended up leaving at closer to 1. Got here at 5 because I stopped at Chick-fil-A, and it really was because I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to come here and go out and knock. So what I did is I stopped at Chick-fil-A, ate, watched a bunch of YouTube. Then I went and got gas. I went to the grocery store, got some snacks. And then when I got here, Mike and everyone else was getting ready to go out to knock. I'm like, okay, I'll go. I should just drop my stuff down. When we went, me and Rick went knocking together. And I was asking him, can I just watch you for a little bit? Because again, I didn't want to knock. But Rick did a really good job of just pushing me and just urging me just to get my pitch out. And I set a good appointment yesterday.
Yeah,
we both did.
Yeah, you did, man. You did.
Yeah.
And what you learned something that you said something that Rick did that you weren't doing that led to you getting that appointment. Do you remember what that was?
Oh, just get the pitch out. It doesn't matter if they say they're not interested. Everyone's not interested until they go solar.
Right.
So just get the pitch out.
Yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate you coming to the door. And by the way, what you would see if you saw the proposal is...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it worked. It was amazing.
So get the pitch out. That's from Josh. That's not from me. I don't have that as part of my repertoire. Now I do. You never know where you're going to learn. This is a guy who's been in solar how long?
2 months.
2 months. Been out on the doors a handful of times. Out with me yesterday. And as it's done, we're sitting there talking. We're doing videos. And he's telling me something that I haven't thought of. Mm-hmm. Just get the pitch out. Mm-hmm. Just get the pitch out. And he was learning from a master. Rick's been in the business forever. Rick's on the doors. They're knocking on doors. Somebody says, I'm not interested. And he goes, yeah. Keep going. Say another cool thing about solar. Yeah. Another cool thing about solar.
Yeah,
we're just going to get the pitch out.
He pissed this lady off that was mowing her lawn. It was so funny. It was so funny to watch.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got time. Actually, we're running a bit over, but we got kind of a bit going on here today. Who else either here in the building or on the call wants to share Tell On Yourself Tuesday? We're gonna you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna ask that question and we're gonna have a good 5 or 10 seconds of dead airspace. And I'm not gonna be uncomfortable with the dead airspace. And that's so that somebody either online or here in the building who wants to tell on themselves can take about 5 or 10 seconds to get up the courage to raise their hand. So who would like to tell on themselves on Tell On Themselves Tuesday?
What's up, guys? So my Tell On Myself Tuesday would probably be on Sunday. It was actually Eric and I. We were knocking in the morning. Didn't really have anything going, really no appointments. So we came back here for lunch. We were gonna stay at the Airbnb for quick 30 minutes, get back on the doors. That 30 minutes led into an hour that led into 2 hours. And during the same time, Thomas was actually on the doors, and we were all discouraged, oh man, it's just not really, just not getting anything going with it. And then Thomas started getting some going in the chat, which huge like motivating for us because we were obviously like starting to like, oh man, maybe just call it for the day. And then really like even just like the guilt in a sense, seeing that like, oh man, he's putting in the input, he's obviously getting the results, and then seeing that like we put in some of the input, but then we kind of let in. But then Eric and I, we're like, okay, man, maybe we need to at least get on the doors for a little bit longer. So we did head back out Sunday. So that was a big plus, but that's like my tell on the self was taking that break and having it expedite. And really that's what I find too. Sometimes when you get out there, it's just better to have everything you need, your food, water, and that way you can just stick out there, because if you make a pit stop here, it always leads to longer times.
And then reactivate.
It's good to prepare.
It's good to prepare in a sense, yeah. I don't know if we need like all the extra stuff, but like the basics for sure, Big John. I love it.
Yeah, we don't have to be prepared for like a 7-day expedition.
Everything.
But
I
then,
just want to input on that.
yeah, Jeanette.
About preparing and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I tend to be a bottom line, like, okay, all these other things I wanted to do have to go. I just have to go and get the bottom line done. And I have a coach who said, excellent, just go for excellent. No, perfect is not going to be a good use of your time. Just go for excellent. So that's like the mantra that goes in my head.
Yeah, perfect is
Love
the
it.
enemy of good. That's 100% right. Brandon, thank you so much, man.
Yep, thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, again, we're a little bit over, but I'm going to invite, I think, one more person. So I'm going to just pause here and ask who is next? Who would like to step up and share on Tell on Yourself Tuesday?
I'll just jump in again. I'm going to post a picture on Slack on perfect people. So
All right.
later.
Thanks, John. Who's next?
Yes. So this is Tristan.
Hey, Tristan.
Yep, just telling on myself. Basically, when it's kind of tough for me to get back to the same input or productivity after I go on break. I think that most people or some people can at least relate on that.
Yeah, Tristan, I think we all can. And I was going to say what really is required is a mini habit. So my mini habit, and you got to design your own. But I have a no matter what commitment that each and every single time that I'm in a house, right? And at my point in my career, I'm typically in 2 or 3 appointments a day. I'll be in two today. We set them yesterday. I'll be in 2 appointments today. I've got a no matter what commitment that I'm not going to get back in my truck. I'm not going to go to my truck until I get down the driveway and up one more driveway until I find one person to answer the door and tell me no. Why no? Because we're not going to the door to get a yes. Yes is too hard. It's overwhelming. Never mind. I'll do it another time. Oh, wait, I'm going to get a no. I can do that. Like, that's not overwhelming. I can find one person on this street to open the door and go, no, thank you. All right, that's not going to overwhelm me. I don't have an excuse. There's no way I can be too late or not have enough time or it's too late in the day to where I can't get out of one house and find one guy. So that's a way to get restarted after every something, right? So that my every something is being in a house. How do I get restarted after being in a house? And so that's my mini habit. You've got to design yours. So you're going to stop and take lunch. You're going to go grab a bite to eat. How are you going to go from that rest? And you know what? It's good to rest. It's good. Take 15 minutes and watch YouTube videos. Take 15 minutes and get on your social media. But don't take 3 hours and 15 minutes and watch YouTube videos. Part of that is knowing what the money is. You take 3 hours to watch YouTube videos, that's costing you probably about $500 an hour. Are you willing to spend $500 an hour to watch YouTube videos or sit in a Chick-fil-A watching Netflix? Right? Okay, that's the question. Those hours are worth $500, could be $1,000, could be $5,000, right? For one damn appointment. Are you willing to spend that much? Now, you got to take a break. You got to eat. You got to sit down. Can you watch YouTube for 15 minutes? Maybe you're going to watch 5 YouTube videos. Maybe we're going to have like the reverse of a mini habit. We're going to watch 5 YouTube videos and then shut it off. Why? Because we got to go out and we got to get one door. We got to get one no. We got to get out on our way. Okay, guys, let's cap this off with a burning desire. Who's got a burning desire they want to share with us?
I have a burning desire.
Go ahead, Brian. You're up, Brian. Then we'll do Alan. Brian, what's your burning desire?
I have a burning desire to get at least one no today.
One no. Bam.
Close.
Thank you, Brian. And then Alan, you're next. Burning desire.
Got a burning desire to keep improving and getting better.
All right. Let's put some real definite words to that. So tomorrow when we check in, it's Winning Wednesday. I want to know what that looks like. Getting better, improving. Those are kind of vague ideas. I want you to turn that into a specific what that means and what that looks like for you. And you can share that tomorrow on Winning Wednesday. Sound good?
Okay.
So I want you thinking about that today. How can you restate that again with some real specific, what does improving look like from a number standpoint? What does getting better look like from an action standpoint and a result standpoint? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right, guys. No matter what, we're going to get one no today on the door. I got 2 appointments and I got 2 opportunities after both of those to knock doors. I'm going to be doing that with people today. There's no way that I can't get that done. That's happening. That's 100%. I cannot not do that today. And I've set it up so I can't do it. There's going to be a guy with a freaking camera following me around. This dude's going to be following me around with a camera, be like, dude, what do you mean? Talk about commitment. Talk about being locked in. Talk about being no way out. Talk about a hack. You want to knock on doors? Hire a camera guy to pump up your Instagram by following you to knock on doors. Then what are you going to do? Not knock on doors? You're paying a guy to do his job videoing you knocking on doors? Now there's a hack. I got a brand new hack, guys. Hire your Instagram guy to follow you around at a certain time, at a certain day to get your pitch recorded, to get it out on your post, Man, that's the day you're going to knock on doors. Keep coming up with more hacks like that. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, no matter what. Have a great day out there.